Well, this is basically a continuation of what we've seen. She's going to keep Republicans out, keep America out. We're not going to be able to see what's going on. It's going to continue to be closed door, looks like. They're not going to give us information that we need to formulate ideas or even to defend presidents. You're not going to see due process. It looks like they actually may send away the Foreign Affairs Committee and also the Government Oversight Committee. And if they do that, then you're left with the Intelligence Committee. And think about that. First time in the history of the United States that an impeachment hearing or investigation is conducted by the Intelligence Committee instead of the Judiciary Committee, which has jurisdiction. It's basically the process was tainted. The only good thing about it is at least she's acknowledging that they kind of messed up by not ever having a vote to begin with, and that's the only good thing about what she's trying to do.
Right, and by the way, leaving this to the Intelligence Committee leaves Congressman Adam Schiff in charge of it. That's something that needs to be mentioned. We know, we went through in the monologue that he has a proven track record of lying to the American people. This is no different, and it will be no different going forward. And I think, too, sir, Nancy Pelosi can't call an official impeachment resolution now, because if she did now, she'd essentially be admitting that everything that they've done so far, the subpoenas, the secret hearings, the leaking of cherry-picked information, was not legitimate, that they had nothing to authorize the start of their inquiry. So she can't have a resolution to start it now, or she'd be admitting she was wrong.
Exactly right. I mean, so it's basically stepping in the middle of something, saying, hey, you know what? We're going to acknowledge that everything we've done has been wonderful, but now we're going to put some guidelines on. Even that's a problem, because what you have is a process that has been so patently unfair and disregards truth. I mean, we're being denied access. So just think of it. You've got some whistleblower who's told something by somebody who's in the security and intelligence realm, and that person is not supposed to be leaking any information. So you might have crimes committed along the way just to get information to the whistleblower, but we won't know that because they're going to continue to keep them closed. And that is where she is going forward, just like where she's been in the past. This is nothing other than a show horse, quite frankly.
Well, that I think you bring up a good point about the whistleblower. So in this it's not a resolution, in these new guidelines, I don't know what else to call it, Nancy Pelosi says that the minority, meaning Republicans, will have some subpoena power as long as Adam Schiff essentially approves who they want to subpoena. Will you and your colleagues attempt to subpoena the whistleblower, him or herself?
Well, if we could, we would, absolutely. But what's going to happen is exactly what you say in this new resolution. Two things that are important. Number one, if the president wants to have his counsel there, Adam Schiff has to approve it. If Republicans are going to get a subpoena issued, Adam Schiff has to approve it. And that means Adam Schiff's already said he doesn't want the whistleblower there, because the whistleblower's whole credibility has been shot to pieces by simply the transcript of the phone call, as has basically everybody who's testified. And so tomorrow, when we have this before the rules, we have members of the Rules Committee on the Republican side who are going to introduce amendments to try to clarify that the Republicans can issue subpoenas, the president can have counsel present, but bank on it, they're not going to allow us to have those amendments attached or even have a debate on the floor on those.